we reveal the real value of old coins and their history on the ultimate channel for collectors, Numis Nerd.
The 1943 Lincoln 1 cent is one of the most famous coins in American history, a tiny coin that has changed lives. Some rare examples have stunned collectors by selling for $372,000, $516,000, and one spectacular piece even reached $175 million at auction. Imagine finding a penny from World War II that could make you a millionaire overnight. Before we dive into this incredible story, support our effort, subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you more amazing coin videos and help you uncover treasures hiding in your own pocket change. In 1943, the United States was fighting in World War II, and copper was desperately needed for ammunition, shells, and communication wires. To conserve copper for the war effort, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. They would strike the Lincoln cents that year using zinc-coated steel instead of the traditional copper alloy. This gave the coins a distinctive silvery color, a first for the Lincoln series. These are now known as the steel cents. The change was temporary but revolutionary. The Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints produced more than 1 billion of these steel cents combined, making the 1943 penny one of the highest mintage coins in U.S. history. Each mint's output was massive. Philadelphia made around 684 million, Denver around 217 million, and San Francisco roughly 191 million. At first, people loved the new look. The shiny silver pennies looked futuristic and clean. But soon, problems appeared. The steel cents rusted easily, stuck to magnets, and were often mistaken for dimes. Cashiers and vending machines rejected them, and the public grew frustrated. So in 1944, the mint switched back to copper, using recycled shell casings from the war, creating what are now called shell case cents. Now here's where things get fascinating. Because in the transition from copper to steel, the mint made one of the greatest mistakes in U.S. coin history. Somehow, a few left over. 1942 copper planchets got mixed in with the steel ones and were struck with 1943 dies. The result was the 1943 copper cent, an accident so rare that only a few dozen examples are known today. Most of these were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but a few came from San Francisco and Denver as well. The 1943 copper penny looks just like any normal pre-war Lincoln cent, reddish-brown copper, instead of silver-gray steel, but because they should never have existed, they're considered one of the ultimate holy grails of coin collecting. And the prices they've brought are nothing short of jaw-dropping. A 1943 copper cent sold for $372,000. Another went for $516,000, and the highest graded example ever sold brought a staggering $175 million. That's right, 1 cent worth more than an entire house. But what about the regular steel cents? While they're not nearly as rare, they're still a piece of American history. In circulated condition, a 1943 steel penny is worth around 5 to 25 cents. Uncirculated examples can fetch $10 to $50, and in top grades like MS-67 or MS-68, they can reach $300 to $2,000, depending on their luster and preservation. If you have a 1943 penny and want to know whether it's the rare copper version, there's a simple test. Try a magnet. Steel cents are magnetic. They'll stick immediately. But a genuine 1943 copper penny won't. If yours doesn't stick, don't clean it, don't polish it, and don't sell it on impulse. It might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now there are fakes out there too. Some scammers plate regular steel cents with copper to make them look like the rare error, and others alter the date on 1948 copper cents by trimming the 8 to look like a 3. Genuine 1943 copper cents have been authenticated and graded by experts at PCGS and NGC. So always have your coin checked by professionals before assuming it's the real deal. Even beyond the famous copper errors, there are other rare and interesting 1943 variations that can bring solid money. For example, the 1943 DD repunched mint mark, where the D mint mark was punched twice, can bring $50 to $500, depending on grade. Off-center strikes or broad strikes can sell for $100 to $300, and a few have been found struck on foreign planchets worth thousands. The 1943 Lincoln 1 cent is more than just a coin. It's a reflection of a nation at war, adapting to survive. It represents ingenuity, sacrifice, and a touch of mystery. The steel cents themselves are reminders of wartime America, while the rare copper errors show how even tiny mistakes can become monumental treasures. Let's break it down one last time. Common 1943 steel cents, worth 5C to $3 in circulated condition. Uncirculated MS65, MS67 examples, worth $25 to $500 plus. Major errors like off-centers or DD mint marks, up to $1,000 plus. 1943 copper cents, $372,000 to $175 million, depending on condition and mint. So check every old penny you come across. If you ever find a 1943 copper cent, you might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history. A humble wartime penny that tells the story of America's resilience and could turn a single cent into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure.